Hey there, ready to dive into something more fascinating than you might think. We're talking rituals.
And not just those ancient ceremonies or anything.
Exactly. It's those tiny little things, That first cup of coffee, a goodnight hug. We never think about how much those things color our experiences.
It's way more than just saying rituals are good. We're going to dig into the why, the psychology, even the brain science behind it.
Totally. Like, why do some things just feel so much deeper? How do we tap into that to actually, live better?
Well, first off, even today, with all the modern stuff, we're hardwired for this stuff. It's kind of wild.
I get how weddings or holidays fit in, but just daily life, how so?
Okay, picture that moment. You get that perfect cup of tea, just how it settles you. Or a song, how it throws you back in time.
More than just the thing itself, right? Like a whole other layer of emotion there.
Exactly. And get this, research shows even with little rituals, our brains are doing something different than a regular habit.
Wait, like different parts lighting up on a scan?
Literally. fMRI studies show it's hitting reward centers, pleasure, even the social bonding stuff.
So my morning coffee, there's a reason it just works. But what about ones we make up? Same deal.
This is where it gets cool. Ever heard of the IKEA effect? We value things more when we build them ourselves.
Because I wrestled that bookshelf, now it's my baby.
That's it. Same with rituals. The more we make it our own, the more it means.
So not just following a script, it's finding what clicks for you.
Exactly, and that's when it goes beyond habit. It's a ritual, shaping our emotions, relationships, even how we perform.
Okay, now that's intriguing. Performance, huh? Like athletes, their routines, all superstition or what?
Oh, there's science to it. Top performers, athletes, musicians, even surgeons use it for stress, focus, getting in the zone.
Like a mental roadmap to success.
Perfect way to put it. Familiar actions, big moment. It calms the nerves, silences the doubts.
But you hear about those guys, rituals get out of control, right?
Yep.
Too much of a good thing.
That's where the line blurs between helpful and, well, obsessive. Too rigid, too much, it backfires. More anxiety, worse performance.
Finding that balance is key then.
Exactly. Meaningful, but not complex. Consistent, but you can adapt. That's the sweet spot.
Okay, this is fascinating, but most of us aren't elite anything, right? So what's the takeaway?
Great point. But the principle's the same. Life's got its curveballs, big and small.
So those small rituals, can they really help us handle, well, just everyday life?
Exactly. Think about it. Life throws curveballs. Things are always changing. Rituals, they're grounding.
Okay, that clicks. But relationships, that's a big one. They take work, right? Where do rituals fit in?
More than you'd think. See, rituals, they create a shared world between people, a language almost.
Like inside jokes, little things couples do.
Exactly. Those little things matter. Studies show couples with those shared rituals, even simple ones like tea at night, a weekend hike, they're actually happier, closer.
Makes sense. It's like making time to connect, even when life's busy. But what about when our rituals, clash? The dishwasher debate, Folding towels, right? That kind of stuff.
Those little things, they can actually reveal a lot about how a relationship works,
More to it than just wanting the dishes done a certain way.
Usually, yeah. Rituals, they're personal, how we were raised, our values even. When someone challenges that, it feels, like a personal attack almost.
So how do we deal with that?
Talking, like always,
Yeah.
right? But more than that, understanding. Why is this ritual so important to them? Once you see it from their side, it's easier to find that middle ground.
Less about winning the argument, more about why it matters so much in the first place.
Exactly. Sometimes you even end up with a new ritual, something that works for both of you.
Makes me think about how we use rituals for the big transitions, death, for example, funerals, memorials. It's like a framework for grief.
That's a great connection. Rituals around death, traditional or not, they serve a purpose.
A way to express things when words just aren't enough.
Exactly. And they don't have to be, by the book. More and more, people are creating their own ways to process loss, death, breakups, even just changing careers.
You mentioned that shared reality rituals create. That's got to be even more important with grief, when everything feels, broken.
For sure. It helps rebuild, reconnect, gives a sense of, continuity, support when you need it most.
Like those living wakes you hear about now. Celebrating someone while they're still here, that's powerful.
Exactly. It's adapting to what we need now. We want to connect, show love, find comfort together, even, or maybe especially, in those times.
But rituals, they're not always good though, right?
Yeah, that's important to remember. As much as they can bring us together, they can divide us too.
The whole us versus them thing.
That's it. When we're so attached to our way anyone different is wrong, that's when prejudice starts, conflict.
Happens everywhere. Religion, politics, even silly stuff like sports rivalries can get really intense.
It reminds us rituals are tools. Good or bad depends on how we use them. What's the intention behind it?
So how do we harness the good, avoid the bad?
Starts with just realizing our way isn't the only way. Being curious, trying to understand why others do what they do.
So empathy, basically.
Exactly. At their heart, rituals are about connection, finding meaning together, even if we're different. You do that, it makes the world a better place.
This is really making me think. One thing, though, we spend so much time working. Can rituals help there, too?
Absolutely. The workplace, especially now with remote work, it needs rituals. Boundaries get blurry.
Yeah, when your home is your office, it's hard to switch off.
Exactly. Simple rituals help. Closing your laptop, putting it away, changing clothes, it's like a signal, workday's over.
Like separating work mode from, you time.
Right. Creating those transitions, finding that balance. It's huge for avoiding burnout, especially these days.
I bet even just having a dedicated workspace, even just a corner, makes a difference.
Huge difference. It's psychological. That space is for work. Easier to focus then, disconnect later. Small thing, big impact.
We talk about open offices, collaboration, but some people, it's too much. Do rituals matter there too?
That's interesting. Yeah, open office, they're supposed to be collaborative, but it's sensory overload for some. Noisy, distracting.
Hard to focus when there's always something going on.
Exactly. Rituals can help there too. Little routines, coffee break in a quiet spot, noise-canceling headphones, even just having your own designated space for your things creates order in the chaos.
Like little bits of me time, even in a shared space.
Exactly. You're creating your own space mentally, even in a busy environment. It's about finding that sense of order and meaning wherever you are.
This is making me rethink my whole office setup, but seriously, it's incredible how adaptable rituals are. Grief, relationships, even focusing at work, it's like this whole toolkit for life.
That's it. It's what makes them so powerful. Rituals have been around forever and they're always changing. Just like us.
It really makes you think something so small, just doing something again and again, or a moment shared, it changes how we see the world.
It's like those old traditions knew something, even if we didn't realize it was a ritual,
Yeah, like they've been saying all along, hey, this thing you do, it matters more than you think.
Right. Think about it. All over the world, across history, there are these common threads. Rituals for big life events. Ways to honor what's important, connecting to nature, each other, something bigger.
Like tapping into something universal, beyond words, even time.
That's a great way to put it. I think that's why they're so powerful. The world's a messy place. Rituals, they ground us, remind us things continue. We're not alone.
And like we've been saying, that power, it can be good or bad, depends how we use it.
It all comes back to that, doesn't it? Our rituals, they show what we value, what we believe, what we want deep down. It's like those ideas become real,
Not just going through the motions, it's about why we do it, being present in those moments.
Exactly. When you're aware, rituals aren't about blindly following the rules. It's about building a life that feels true to you, that means something.
This has been amazing, really eye-opening. So as we wrap up, what's the one thing you want our listeners to walk away with?
Empowerment, I hope. Rituals aren't some mystical thing, only for ancient cultures or whatever. They're for everyone, right now, you included.
It's about realizing we can make our own, ones that lift us up, inspire us, connect us to something bigger.
And they don't have to be complicated. Often the simplest ones are the best. Morning coffee, really savoring it, a walk where you can just think, a meal shared with people you care about.
It's those little things, the ones that speak to you and making them mean something.
And try new stuff. Adapt. Make it your own. That's part of it. Rituals change, just like we do.
So today, as you're going about your day, notice those little things, the things you do without thinking, the things that make you happy or bring you peace.
What if you paid attention to those moments? Made them more than just routine? What could that change for you? For the people around you?
It's about slowing down, looking a little closer, and finding that unexpected power right there in your own life. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. We'll leave you with that.